Hello, Blues fans, and welcome back to BlueTube on YouTube with me, Neil, and my son, Ben. It's good to see you again. It is time to look forward to our next game, which is at home to Oxford United on Saturday, the 23rd of August. A nice Saturday. Is this our first home Saturday kickoff this season?
Yeah, the Ipswich one was on the Friday, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think you're right there. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And we'll be there.
Yes, we will. It'll be
At
my
the
first
end
time
of the
down
road.
there.
Yes.
So looking forward to that. Yeah, so what are you thinking then? Oxford haven't been on the greatest of runs to start the campaign, but under Gary Rowett, I feel like he can make anything happen, that guy, can't he? He's the sort of bloke who gets the unexpected results against teams that are probably similar. I mean, I remember when it was for Birmingham, whenever we played some of the top six opposition, we really brought it, didn't we? There was teams that were struggling that we also
he's
struggled
like Mr.
against.
Sensible in a way, Gary Rowett is, isn't he? And he's,
Right. Yeah.
He's no Chrissy Davis, though, is he?
Well, this is it, isn't it? We will see on Saturday, I suppose.
It will be. There's going to be added fire in the belly for him coming back to the Blues. And obviously, we're going to go through the Oxford team, aren't we? There's like someone that might come back to haunt us as well if he's playing, which I don't think he has much, has he? Looking at your
we'll
notes.
get into that a little bit later, but I've made some notes here. So yeah, like we've already discussed, it's fairly common knowledge. Oxford, managed by Gary Rowett, had a pretty poor start to the season. They lost their opener at home to Portsmouth 1-0. They did have the lion's share of chances created, as they had 18 shots on goal in the end, but they only had 4 on target. Kind of sounds similar to us sometimes, to be honest. Let's be fair. This was followed by a win against Colchester in the EFL Cup, and then a loss to Hull the weekend just gone. They were unlucky. I think they conceded right at the end of the game. Ollie McBurney scoring in the 90th minute. So yeah, it's a bit. They'll be wanting to turn it around.
I mean, what's it like to score? Like, imagine scoring 2 in like 90+ minutes to win a game, like away from home. Like, say for example, against someone like, I don't know, Blackburn or something.
No, but yeah, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? I've just had the form table here, so obviously there's not really much to go off of. It's just 3 games, 2 in the league, 1 in the EFL Cup, and Oxford losing both of those in the league as well. Opposition like Hull City, I mean, I don't know about you. I think I remember going back to the prediction that we had for the table. I fancy Hull to be right down there, scrapping in the relegation zone.
Yeah, and me. I think we've only done one sort of table prediction, haven't we? And it was quite early on before the season started. But I do think that Oxford are down there for me, if I remember rightly. I do think they were struggling. I mean, there's been some fighting talk on Facebook and Twitter and that today from their fans, haven't they? You know, about thinking that they come and get something from Blues, and not Blues nowadays. I don't think. I think this.
Well, we've got to be humble and just remember what division we're in.
Agree.
Any team can beat anyone on their day.
This is it. But I think if we're going to continue making statements like we have, we've just got to sort of not listen to that sort of noise really, and just go out there and do what we do. It's going to be a full house again. Every game is going to be a full house for the Blues, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and for good reason as well. We're doing quite well. I was just looking at the squad here. I'll put on the screen for you guys now. Last time out, I was watching the highlights against Hull, and one of the things that stood out for me, there was 2 things I can talk about really. One of them being that defensively, I mean, I could say this about Hull as well, to be honest. They were so incredibly poor. The Hellick and Moore at the back, I think Moore's the worst out of the 2 pairings, but just across the back 4, they don't look to be very sharp at all. I know it's just starting the season, that is, and maybe it's just a case of them warming up into it and they're just trying to find their feet a little bit. But from what I could see from those short highlights, it didn't paint them in a very good light at all with some of the goals. Up the other end of the pitch, though, they've got a midfielder. Well, he is a striker, but he's playing in a 10 at the moment, in centre attacking midfielder role. He's
just
on
looking
loan.
At him. Yeah, got an 8 out of 10 score.
Yeah, he's a 20-year-old on loan from Spurs, Lancashire. I think I'm saying that name right. And he got one of the goals, and he looks really bright for them. He started a few times now. Wasn't expected to, but I think he must be impressing in training, so they've started to put him into the first team. And that's really about it. I know looking at the team here, you've got Goodrum and Brannigan, who seem to be pretty decent as well, but their striker doesn't seem to offer much. And of course, with our former player Siriki Dembele, he seems to be used a bit
Just
more
off the bench, is he?
bit more as a super sub, if you can call him super. Yeah, and that's really the only time that we ever see him making an appearance. Probably will see him make that kind of performance at St Andrews, but I suppose we'll have to see. Any thoughts?
Just it's like a slightly stronger midfield again, but I just think that our midfield at Blues now is just very, very strong. I mean, it was tested to the limits, I think, against Blackburn, giving Blackburn their credit, because it was not a scrappy game, but it was a fighting game, wasn't it? It was a game where we had to dig in. And I've got a feeling this will be a little bit similar to that.
Yeah.
But being at home and with the momentum that we're just keeping going now, it will be a massive thump if it all goes wrong. But I just think that we're just going to be too strong at the moment.
If we underestimate them. But going back onto their defending quickly, though, so it's things like man marking and just a lack of concentration, really. And I made a note here thinking about Kyogo because of how smart and intelligent he is and finding space. And of course, there's Jay as well. They could cause an absolute riot against their back line, I think.
It could be like big numbers, couldn't it? It should be at some point. We were saying it all last season, waiting. I think we had one game where we scored a few, didn't we?
Yeah.
I can't remember who.
Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, and we were just waiting for it, and we thought that was the floodgates opening. But at the end of the day, I'd be happy with a 1-0. I mean, we'll get to, obviously, the scores and things later and the predictions. 3 points is all that matters, really, but it would be nice for us to start scoring a few, wouldn't it?
It is these sorts of games that can end up being your...
Well, I know what you're getting at, but I'm not going to say banana skin.
Damn it. But you've got to be careful. Yeah. They'll be right up for it.
You've got to be careful.
We could be complacent as well.
Every game, this isn't, like I keep saying, and like you said last week, sounding like a parrot, but we don't fear. There's no one for Blues to fear this year. Yeah. It's to, be mindful of and give respect to, but not too much respect. I think we are going to boss most of the games this season. We'll certainly know, like, when we've been in a scrap, and I think we have already. I mean, leaving it as late as we did against Blackburn, listening on WM tonight, just talking about Blackburn, just about the way that Blues play now and the way that, I can't remember the last time. I know it's happened. Blues have equalised right at the end of a game and then held on for a point. We don't do that anymore. We score towards the end of the game. We want the ball on the centre circle. We want kick-off again because we're going again. And that's what happened. I mean, they were talking about Jay Stansfield was just riling the team up and being Jay Stansfield. And it paid off. And that's what we've got now going into games like this that are... I always used to like to go. Always used to go to Oxford away, and there's a bit of
nice crowd.
No, well, it was real. Like all I remember was like it felt like you was over the sidelines on the pitch. It was that compact on the one side down the one side of the pitch. It just like whenever there was a throw in, the player would disappear. It's like, where's he going? It'd be underneath you. Yeah, it was that compact.
Right. Okay.
But they got a new ground now. I can't even remember the name of the old bloody ground that we used to go to. Someone will put it on there. Someone put me out because, getting old now, memories go.
Right.
But there was this thing with Oxford. I always used to look out for the scores at one point. I don't know why. I don't know what that was. And
little soft spot for Oxford, yeah.
But I don't know where it comes from, but not anymore. Not anymore. Not this Saturday, anyway.
Okay, I was going to say, before we end up jinxing ourselves, let's move on.
Exactly.
So there's a few other players that I want to note just quickly. Matty Phillips, who's a big player for one time at West Bromwich Albion, albeit he's coming towards the twilight of his career now. He's 34 years old, but he did come on against Tull, and he came close with a pop shot. He had some threat about him. There was some attacking prowess that he carried. Of course he did. It's Matty Phillips, but wasn't enough in the end, clearly. And they also have Luke Harris on loan, but he's unfortunately out with an ankle injury.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah. We had this last season, I think, for another player of ours who was out for an injury when we played them, unfortunately. Moving on then, I know, once again, it's very early in the season. Seems a little bit of a fruitless exercise to do this, but let's have some consistency. I've just brought up the table here to have a look, and it's looking quite nice for us just after the opening 2 games, wouldn't you say? And it could have been more, really, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've got to let things go, and you can't mull on it. But that Ipswich game, that was the first 3 points that sort of robbed off us, and I don't want to go in.
But I think it's balanced the
realms
books
of
now with the
mentioning it all the
Blackburn
time.
game, if we're being fair.
And someone even commented on one of our videos about that. Hopefully it'll balance out over the season. And like
Yeah.
I said last time, in that week it did, thank God. But say what, we put the effort in for it. Wasn't handed to us.
True, that's very, very true. Yeah, you've got to earn them. You got to make your own luck, haven't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree with that. I think that is everything, though, and we've rambled enough.
Have you done players that played for both?
No, I haven't.
The first one that comes to mind,
Go on.
Tommy Mooney, who does a lot of the commentary on the Blues now,
is that
heavily
right?
involved in Blues Plus, that TV channel that Blues are doing.
Yeah,
Tommy Mooney was
I've
an Oxford
accidentally
player.
done two in Luke Harris and Siriki Dembele. So
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah, and more relevant at the moment, Beadle was on loan there, wasn't he? Was he last season or the season before?
Is that right?
Oxford, I'm sure he was, yeah.
Well, there you go then. We've already done it.
As a youngster, I don't know if he played much, but just to get some experience of being around the squad, I suppose.
We didn't even make any notes. If there's anyone else that you know, please put me in. Let us know if you actually like that section. I left it out today just to focus more on the here and now with the football. No, well, I'll be more than happy to keep it in. Let us know, you guys.
Well, it's sort of, especially like old farts like me, it's nice to reminisce about who we've had and some of the younger ones. But
yeah, the way that he speaks about you. Right, should we get onto the Blues then?
Yeah.
So the first thing, I haven't been able to find out anything more about this. Find out about injuries. It's only when you get the conferences when you really find out about that, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Alex Cochrane, his little knock that he had last game, needs to be assessed. Not entirely too sure about the ins and outs of that or how long that's going to carry on over, or if he'll be available against Oxford.
So nothing else has been released, has it?
Not from what I can tell, no. Outside of that, though, I've made a note here just basically pointing out that we've had a full week's break now. So we should be replenished and raring to go. And I can see us fielding a full-strength squad.
I dare say we'll be going through what we think that might be.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I don't think it'll be much different, just to give you a little snapshot into the future.
We can talk about it now, really, with a few players. I think Allsop is definitely earned his number one spot.
Absolutely nailed on.
Laird, I think, has earned his place.
Yeah.
I think he's been absolutely spot on. No disrespect to Bright.
Playing at left back as well, that half.
Yeah.
He was amazing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was absolutely superb against Blackburn. I'd like a little bit more of a look at Cashin. That's nothing on Neumann.
I think we'll be seeing more of him in the game next week against Port Vale in the Cup, much as he's so solid to come in. And that's a headache. That's a nice headache to have, isn't it? Who do you put in? But he's sort of set his stand out now, hasn't he, Chrissy Davies?
Yeah.
With what the starting lineup is in the Championship. And I don't think you come away from that just yet unless you're forced to. Like, for example, if Cochrane has still got a knock, would Laird automatically just slot in there, and that's the only change? But
well, from what I've seen so far with the signings that we've made, I think we've done it beautifully. There's no one that I'm looking at and I'm thinking, oh, they've been a bit of a disappointment. Now, I know that Kyogo has had a few chances and he's missed them. The fact that he's getting in those positions, making those chances, and he has scored as well.
And he had one taken off him.
And he's had one took away from him, absolutely.
Debut.
But speaking of new signings, two of the people that I want to bring up here, Damari Gray, he's been absolutely superb. Great start. He's come back, 2 assists to his name already, and he's had to work hard for both of them. And the other one seems to be like the technical genius, Tommy Doyle, who just knows how to pass the ball, sees things that other players don't. But if you want to see a player like Tommy Doyle get back into this squad, then you've got a problem with who do you drop?
Yeah.
Do you keep Paik out or Water? What do you do? Do you play him in the
I think you wait until you're forced to do it. Like if someone's having that bad a game, which I can't see happening for a long while with the Blue squad at the moment, or if, like I've already said, if someone gets a knock, that's your way in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And using them in the cup games as well. I think that, but I think Davis would have been sensible enough to have sort of put that out there to these players coming in. This is how we're going to work this season. I'm going to have my nucleus of my first teamers, and then rotate for the cup games, and then bring you in when we're forced to.
It'll be interesting to see how he plays it with the game against Oxford coming up, and obviously then Port Vale coming so soon afterwards. But yeah, I do agree. The last time that we played Oxford competitively, have a guess on the year.
Oh God, Oxford. Oh, let's have a think. It would have been probably about 10 years ago. 2015.
16.
Ooh.
9th of August.
Was it in a cup?
The EFL Cup, and we lost 1-0. Now, so people will be
Yes, it's
screaming at the
ringing a
screen
bell now.
here saying, oh, we played in 2017. We played in a friendly in 2017, and we won that one with Davis and Adams scoring.
The Manor Ground, wasn't it? Was it the Manor Ground?
No, it was at St Andrews. This was.
No, but it's just come to me what their ground used to be.
Oh, right. Well, I haven't found out what their ground used to be. But yeah, when we played them in 2016, I don't know if you remember these two players. We had Jack Storer.
Yeah.
And Jamie Vaughan up front. Jamie Vaughan said Jamie Vaughan here.
Yeah, it does ring a bell.
God. And Tyler Roberts and Daniel Crowley came on for Oxford that day.
Oh, really?
So yeah, Crowley? Just I saw that and I thought that I'd make a note of it. I thought that was quite interesting. Now that's basically all I've got. That's our preview wrapped up. But before we get into predictions, I did want to bring in some additional news today that I feel like
lineup. It's going to be the same, isn't it?
Is relevant. Well, no, we can chop and change. It doesn't really matter. But I wanted to just point out that Oxford have now let it be known and inquired about Ben Davis at Rangers, as well as QPR.
Really?
It seems like talks with us and Ben Davis, apparently it's stagnated a little bit. So other players are starting to inquire themselves about Ben Davis, and he will not be a Rangers player come the end of this transfer window.
It's crazy, isn't it? And it's
neither will Kieran Dowell. I
was just going to mention Kieran Dowell. Apparently, they booed Kieran Dowell.
Yeah,
Rangers
booed him
did when he came
on. Yeah, it's just
that is ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't boo your own player. No chance.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's outrageous. Yeah, I have no idea. But we need to get a move on then if we really want Ben Davis. Do you still want him? Are you still
Ben Davis? I'd take Ben Davis. Absolutely. Yeah, I'd snap their hand off. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But Kieran Dowell now.
I don't think we've ever really been in for Kieran Dowell, have we? And
no,
I don't think we need him really.
No, this is what I'm saying. I don't think there's a need to have Kieran Dowell with what we've got now.
I feel bad for him. He's certainly got value.
Much as he was great for us, but I thought he shone in League One for us, and some of his passes, some of his goals, really important goals as well. But we've moved on quite a bit now. A lot of people would probably argue that we've moved on from Ben Davies as well. So with what we've got now, I mean, we got cash in for the season. I don't know if there's a view to buy or whether it's just for him to get time. And then you've got like your Claras, your Neumanns.
But with Bielik going now, we've just got cash in.
That's a good point. With Bielik going, there's a space, isn't there?
And he's getting on a bit. Well, no, he's not really. I think
just turned 30.
Yeah, he's only just turned 30. I suppose in the modern age of football, that's not really too old, is it? I don't really know. It depends on Ben Davis, really, and what his prospects are, what his ambition is, how much football does he want to play. You don't know.
He knows he's loved at Blues, and he knows there's a space for him.
Well, Alfie May was loved. Christian Bielik was loved. Yeah. It's not. Sometimes players just want to play their football.
Yeah,
depends on what he says. But we'll see what happens. That's the news there, anyway. And something else I want to put to bed: the Mitrovic links. We can just dismiss those from EFL Analysis, various sources, Birmingham Live, Birmingham Mail as well. Have both dismissed the rumours of Mitrovic being signed by Blues or even spoken to.
So he's definitely coming there.
Well, it says here, and from what I found out, it's a baseless rumour. I think TalkSport first mentioned it first, but
Oxlade-Chamberlain one?
Well, you've beat me to the punch there.
Oh, sorry.
That actually does have some weight to it, reported quite a bit about...
Sky have reported on that, haven't they?
It says here, Sky Sports News understands Birmingham are keen to utilise his experience in English football as they look to achieve back-to-back promotions and, ultimately reach the Premier League. Now, I mean, I would jump at the chance to get a Premier League and Champions League winner, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who was a mainstay at Arsenal for a considerable amount of time.
Years and years. He's won loads of cups and stuff. I was watching Tommy's footage on him on Blues Focus yesterday. He was highlighting what he'd won, the minutes that he's got, the cups he's won, the types of matches he's played at the top level. The only thing that I've seen in other places is that he is a bit of a sick note as well, isn't he? And
that's
as
what
he's getting older,
saying, yeah.
A bit of some of the clashes that he's going to be involved in. the Championship would be a worry, but I wouldn't turn him down coming to the Blues
I
still.
wouldn't turn it down either. I mean, he's 32 years of age now, certainly getting on a little bit, but I think he's certainly got a little bit more to offer in the Championship as well. In the team that we have, having someone like that in the midfield to chop and change between, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't
that'd
say
be lovely.
no.
Anyone else been mentioned that you found?
That's it. That's basically everyone at the moment. But we can go back onto what you was just moaning at me for and talk about the team that you think we should field. Allsop and Laird for me are standouts.
You'd definitely start with Laird at right back, or
Yeah,
will he be forced to play left back?
Yeah, I mean, this is assuming that Alex Cochrane's fit as well.
I just feel so sort of much safer knowing that Laird can do a great job at left back.
We still want.
I know I've seen him there before when he's had to cover, and he looked really uncomfortable. But now under Chris Davis, he seems really happy to do it, and some of those runs he was making into the box. I mean, for the penalty from that position, superb. And he looked comfortable on the left. Yeah, there was a lot of times when he was having to switch it onto the right to make passes and that, and he was uncomfortable that way. But it didn't faze him, and it didn't faze what was going on around him.
It's just
either.
the energy that he's got, isn't it? I think you can put him anywhere on the pitch.
Let's face it, because even Clara's been a bit sort of disjointed in the fact that he's left side centre back, but he's adapting really well to it. I think if you notice, it takes him a few minutes to sort of warm into a game at that position. He's definitely more comfortable on the right, but he can do just as good a sterling job. New club captain, brilliant. So your back line there, and that would be still with
Newman and Clara.
Yeah, on the right side.
Centre halves.
Still,
Neumann
for
and
me,
Clara.
I'd still who and Clara. I'd go with
Neumann and Clara.
Oh, sorry, yeah, centre backs.
halves,
Yeah, I thought you were on about. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Like I say, Clara on the left side with Neumann on the right side again.
And going into midfield then, assuming that we're still sticking to our regular formation here, who are you going to have as the DMs?
Well, your centre hub is still your Paik and Iwata. I thought Paik, he went AWOL for a few minutes in the last game against Blackburn where he's sort of tired.
Yeah.
And then he just came back even stronger, didn't he? We mentioned that in the Blackburn review. And I just think them two, you just can't peel them apart. That is, you mentioned about resting Iwata, didn't you? And I think you rest them when you have to.
He could still keep going. He was still pushing.
For me, yeah.
It's unreal, really. I think the fitness levels are above. And we saw that against Blackburn, didn't we?
Yeah.
Once it got around to that 70th minute mark, you saw Blackburn begin to peter off a little bit because they'd just been pressing all game. And that's where the fitness really shone through, and we were able to obviously turn it around and win the game, weren't we? Okay, on the flanks.
So I'd still go with Keshi and Damari again.
You can't drop him, can you? You just can't. He's got to find his way in the squad somewhere.
Now, admittedly, some of Keshi's final balls have gone a bit AWOL again. But just knowing that there's something in there, isn't
there were
a
few players that were like that, to be fair.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
I remember it with Anderson. But I think he picked it up, didn't he? He didn't give up. And then towards the end of the game, he knew where to put it then. And he didn't sink back into himself and let his game get away from him. So yeah, like I said, we said this before. I feel like every single player in that squad has really gone up a level ever since we've been promoted. Not one of them has sunk back. You look at Willemsen. I think he surprised a few people when he first played. I mean, you spoke about how good we thought that he was. I think it was against Sheffield United actually, where he came out and he had an amazing performance. Some people are still there, like, I don't really know. I don't think he played too well.
It's your style that you like to see played as well, isn't it? Because we, like you
said
said many
times,
we are all different, and we like different things, and we like different approaches. Because football's vast. There's so many different ways that it can be set up and played. More than one way to skin a cat, isn't there? So it's all about what your preference is and how someone appears to you. But for me, I thought last week when we watched him, I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah,
fair enough. Must be another one from the past.
But then it's like, there's people like my dad's been going on about Kyogo. He doesn't think he'll be there long, or he's not going to score goals. And I'm thinking the bloke's running his heart out. He's already scored. He's had that one goal taken off him. I'd still start him and Stano together. That's my starting lineup.
I'd have Furuhashi in the 9 and then Stano in the 10. Yeah. Playing off of each other.
The more they play together, the more they'll just get used to each other. They'll know where they're going to be, and there will be goals galore coming this season. Trust me.
Yeah, and if you've got players like Tommy Doyle that you can bring on as
Exactly.
well.
Look at
And
what we
even
can
with
bring on.
Lyndon Dykes scoring,
Yeah.
you want to keep that sort of form going, bring him on as a super sub in the game if you need to. Because against this back line, as I've said, they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
But with that being said, predictions then. I'm going to be brave here and I'm going to go first. And I'm just going to say 3-0.
Oh, I was
I'm-
going to go 3-0.
You can go 3-0 as well. I'm going to have Furuhashi getting 2 and Stansfield will get 1.
Okay. Now I'm going to keep it a little bit different now because I ummed and ahed about because Oxford have scored a few goals, not masses, and I think they will bring it to us. I think they'll burn themselves out in the first half, but they'll nick a goal at some point. But it'll be 3-1.
Okay, interesting.
3-1. Stano's going to get on the sheet. Kyogo's going to get on the sheet, and Keshi.
All right, nice one. Well, we're about to repeat ourselves there in the next video that we're about to do because we're about to do a championship predictions video.
Yeah, have a
You
look out
guys
for that.
have a look out for that. We're going to try and start doing some championship predictions each week. We don't know how well we're going to keep up with it, but it's just a bit of fun.
We just thought that, we got that much knowledge about the championship football that it's just wasted if we don't do it every week, isn't it?
Right then. Anyway, I think that
Time to go.
it wraps us up nicely, doesn't it? So, anything else that you wanted to say, or are we done?
No, it's just going to be a great day out. I can see it being a nice sunny day again. Blues fans are going to be down there.
Do you think Gary Rout will get a good
I hope so.
reception from the Blues fans?
Yeah.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too. We've got a place in his
Just hope
heart clear.
that Dembele doesn't come on and
I don't think he'll get a nice reception at all. Wasn't a bad player on his day, but he was just lazy, wasn't he? Anyway.
Yeah, we're back.
We can ramble all day. Thank you so much for watching, guys, as always, and let us know your thoughts on the game, predictions, of course. And once again, if you are enjoying this, but you are yet to subscribe, just hit that button underneath the channel that says subscribe. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you like this one, then leave a thumbs up on the video. But outside of that, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.